day, apparently personal terms are agreed. Ten Hag has done his work, got his man, been speaking to him every single day, according to Fabrizio Romano. We're getting to all of that story, where that's come from, what's going on with Zirkzee there. Update on Marcus Rashford's situation. Interesting piece in the, well, it wasn't in the Times, but Henry Winsor, who used to be of the Times, has done a piece on Marcus Rashford and where he is at this pre-season, what he's been doing, and how he will turn down any opportunity to move away from Manchester United. Rashford is here to stay, whether you like it or not. Interest in Scott McTominay as well. 4 Premier League clubs in for Scott McTominay. It's going to be very interesting what United do with the midfield situation. We spoke about that last night, so we'll talk about who's in for Scott McTominay, if at all available from Manchester United. Decisions need to be made there. Obviously updates on Greenwood as well, where we're at with that. Manchester United's fee, which we found out now how much we paid for Dan Ashworth as well. New goalkeeping coach at Manchester United. Full-on Dutch coaching setup. It expands. It is full-on orange at Carrington right now. But yeah, loads to get through, guys. Welcome to the show. It is Friday. The weekend is officially here. We have just entered the afternoon and are preparing for the Euros. Tonight we have got Portugal versus France on T4. There is a link pinned in the chat, right at the top of the chat there, guys. Go click on that. Join us for the watch along tonight. Get involved. We will be taking calls and getting people on the show as well to talk Manchester United beforehand and probably in between if the game balls out a little bit as well. So yeah, come and have your say, talk to me, get involved as well. But yes, we're in a situation right now where obviously we're waiting for these games to come through this weekend from the Euros and from the Copa America. Congratulations to Lisandro Martinez and Alejandro Garnacho last night for making the semi-finals of Copa America. Obviously, you've seen the goal, I'm sure, online. Martinez scoring the opener. Obviously, it was then cancelled out later on by Ecuador, and Emi Martinez again did his bit in goal with penalties for Argentina. Don't go up against that guy in net when it comes to penalties right now, or play Argentina for that matter. But yeah, we're talking everything building up to pre-season as well on the show today. Starting though, I want to get into the Zirkzee news, where that's come from. We've been all over this, as everybody knows. Brendan, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. Legend already so early in the show. Please get your likes in and make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, guys, if you're tuning in for the first time. This is the show that gives you your voice and reads out your comments and gets you involved in it as well, just like Mark did there with his super chat as well. Even the new coaching clothes are Dutch orange. There you go. One person on that Dutch squad right now in Germany is Joshua Zirkzee. Called off his Disneyland holiday with his family to replace what looks like Frenkie de Jong at the time. He's not played 1 minute, but all the talk is about him right now coming from Holland, because apparently Ten Hag has been talking to him every single day, Romano has said, constantly in communication, trying to convince the man that didn't want to come to United eventually. Well, it's now hearing, courtesy of Court Offside, that terms are agreed. He wants to come to Manchester United. He has agreed personal terms. Now, I don't know how serious that is. The reason I want to talk about this a little bit more today is because of Ten Hag's part in this and that power. I've put a poll up. Are you happy that the manager has got more say when it comes to transfers coming in? There is a poll up in the chat right now. Are you happy with that? We have to just do a big shout out again to new member Brendan, who has just dropped 5 new memberships in as well. You legend, Brendan. Absolutely love that, mates. Love anyone who who in this community that contributes to helping other people out as well. Them memberships have gone to Mutant 101. A long series of numbers starting with GR8, so we'll call him GR8. I'm not going to read all them out. Ken, Daniel, and Zlaflut is also a new member. Please thank Brendan in the chat, guys, as well, if you have just got one of them donated memberships. Massive thank you to you, mate. Real appreciation there. But yeah, so Zirkzee has been in communication constantly with Ten Hag, like we said, and Ten Hag has made it, it seems, his sole purpose this summer to get the forward that he wants. He wants Joshua Zirkzee, nobody else. This is a sign of, like we were talking with Ten Hag's contract situation the other day, this is something that he just did not want to relinquish. And he's put his neck on the block and said, look, I will prove to you, players that are coming in this season, now that I've got a structure around me that can deal with everything else going on, I can solely concentrate on the football, just give me a chance, actually give me the opportunity to bring players in that I know can actually work. We know that Zirkzee is a Ten Hag player. He's Dutch. I hate saying that, but they're the facts. He likes Dutch players. It's as simple as that. He's talked to him constantly. It now looks like that deal's done. Obviously, De Ligt is a Ten Hag signing. It has to be. There are other options out there. Literally on our doorstep is Todibo right now. And we could have gone down the old road of actually just going all out for the British player, which was Branthwaite. But no, Ten Hag gets De Ligt. Ten Hag gets Zirkzee. This is the power that Ten Hag has got now. And he has to make this work with these players. So where does Zirkzee fit into this team? You have to ask that question as well, because if you've got both of these players, and I'm sure you've seen the best clips of Zirkzee now online. We had the same thing with Rasmus Højlund last season in the same division. Let's remember that as well. So very similar situations with both of these players right now from when they came into Manchester United. Obviously, Zirkzee scored a few more goals than what Rasmus Højlund did when he first came through. Zirkzee is a bit more experienced, obviously, being the older player. Rasmus still very young when he came to Manchester United, only turning 21 halfway through the season. So, yeah, you have to look at this, and this is what Ten Hag wanted. This is Ten Hag's team going forward this season. And I feel like with him having this power, and this is why he agreed this deal, but Joshua Zirkzee officially now looks, well, not officially according to some, looks like he's been convinced by Ten Hag. And what I want to know is, and what I want to ask is, I'm not going to get the answer to it, I would just love to ask, like, what's he told him? Like, how has he convinced him? How has he got Zirkzee to agree to come into a team that's not playing Champions League football, where he would have been guaranteed a starting lineup place, to come and play at Manchester United, probably on less money? Actually, no, he's probably on more money. That might be a convincer, maybe. I don't know, maybe. But he's not going to be first team player. He's going to have to fight for his place. He's not guaranteed that. He is, do you know what? On a football side of things, he's probably said to him, look, come and give me everything you've got and you will get your chance. Why don't you come to a full-on new football project? The prospects of Manchester United, if we get into the Champions League for any player, outshine every other football club, I feel. Like, the future's bright. The future's orange. Hey, you had to squeeze that one in. But, sorry. You get through this season and get back in the Champions League, then this looks like an absolute masterclass of a window for Ten Hag. He's convinced the player to join a footballing project. Forget about the guarantees. Come and work and prove to me that you're willing to fight for a place in this side, and you will get the rewards. You will get the rewards within bonuses and wages. The wage will go up if we get into the Champions League. It's the same with every single player at Manchester United. We know that. But not only that financial incentive as well, but you're working with Rasmus Højlund. You're going to be the man fighting for that place up front in that team. Sometimes maybe even alongside him. We may even try and change it up a little bit. You just don't know what Ten Hag has got. He's done some serious convincing to get Zirkzee over the line, if in fact this story is true and Zirkzee has agreed personal terms now. When Ten Hag wants something, he goes and gets it. You cannot argue with the guy's determination to get what he wants. I just wonder what happens if it doesn't work out for him this season. That is the killer question in all of this. But Zirkzee, for me, again, we've got the injury issue concern. We've got the uncertainty of not having experienced the Premier League again. That's the same with every player coming in. I know that. But also you've got that rawness still, and it's not the full proven player. It's not the finished article again. So that's two of them we've got up front right now that we're unsure about, and we're hoping they come good. Now, investment-wise and everything like that looks fantastic. But still, you have to have slight concerns that he may not make it. He may not be good enough. I mean, strength-wise, he's an absolute beast of a man. I mean, the guy's 6'4". He is packing on some serious muscle as well. So, again, we've got another option. Is he a decent target man? If you watch him play, he usually does drop off a little bit. He's quick-footed. He's not slow. He's probably not as quick as Rasmus Højlund, but sleight of foot, a few skills. He's a bit of the unknown. When you watch him, you can tell. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Does he look like he's got control of himself? Why am I saying that right? God's sake, Adam. Is that what is confusing defenders? Because he doesn't quite know exactly what he's going to do. And I'm doing him a disservice with that one there. But you know what I mean? It's like he looks like he needs a bit more coaching again. And Ten Hag is really taking a risk. Because he's got Rasmus, who the jury's out on, believe it or not. Like, I still can't believe that with players, like, with fans. I feel like he is getting a raw deal, personally. I mean, everyone's welcome to their opinion, and I understand the argument against Rasmus Højlund. He is frustrating at times, he is. And he does need to learn very, very quickly. But now you've got another player coming in that still isn't a proven goal scorer. And goals are lacking at Manchester United. Under Ten Hag, we've had 2 very, very dry spells in front of goal. And that goal for column has suffered for it. And goal difference, as we've seen last season and the season before, it hasn't been great for United. So he's brought in another unproven, and he's banking on him finding something and making it work with him and Rasmus Højlund. Is he going to change his style of play? Because big target men players like that, we don't play the right way. We don't play the way that suits Rasmus Højlund. Is he going to change now because Zirkzee's come in? Again, the big question, will Ten Hag change and adapt to actually what is in front of him? Straight over to the chat we go. Let's get your comments in on this. But first of all, Andrew Short, you lovely, lovely man. Thank you very much. You have just donated 5 memberships in. S. Madison, Stretford Gamer, John Woods, Ricardo L. Croster, and Neil Bradding. Welcome to the Members Club, guys. Absolute legends. Please do, if you are a member, I think it's obligatory that you go to the link in the top of the chat, click on that link and join the Tifo Watch Along team. It's important because I like to talk to people, and I give everyone a chance to come on that show and actually just speak to me there live and give your thoughts on everything football. We're watching the France-Portugal game tonight, so please do click on that link at the top. If you've been donated a membership, all I want you to do is just click on that link as a little thank you. Even if you just want to listen to us and watch along, it all helps out. It helps us build on different platforms as well and take the channel forward, guys. So it'd be much appreciated as a thank you for being donated a member. If you just click on the link, it's completely free. And join us for the watch along later on this evening. We will be talking United as well, guys. We like to mix it up a little bit. And not to be outdone as well, Tom Porter, as usual, has just donated another membership. That's gone to Simon McGill. Welcome to the Members Club, Simon. Tom, legend as always. Thank you very much. Let's get into some of the chats. I do find it uncomfortable that everyone is Dutch. Like, surely there are F players, F5 players. Oh, it's a typo there from Kaz. Sure, there are good players and football people from other places. I would agree with that, Kaz. Yes, we have discussed that personally as well, haven't we? John Lane, Adam, can you tell me if the 4 clubs looking for Mick Sideways have applied for a blind pension? It's harsh. That's harsh, mate. He's told him cannabis is almost legal and more available in Manchester than Amsterdam. Talking about Zirkzee there and how Ten Hag has convinced him, just in case you were wondering what I was talking about and what that chat was all about. John James says Ten Hag isn't thinking about the previous season's negatives as much as some of us fans are. We have to sell our club. 2 trophies in 2 seasons is still something, but we can do better with Ten Hag. Ten Hag, what, John? It's John. He has to do better. It's not if, it's a must. Because he will be sacked at the end of the season if United don't get in the Champions League. That's the position Ineos have left themselves in with Ten Hag. They've made it easy for themselves to actually go, you know what? Not good enough, Eric. Sorry, we give you a chance. There you go. There's the door. It will happen. You know it will happen as well. And it's easier to do it when you've been in the company for a year and that new regime has been running for a year and you got a lot more. Like I said it with Saeed today. It's like friends, everyone. Hello, this is him. Hello, how you doing? Give it 6 months and let's see if they're all actually working alongside each other properly still, and everything is all harmonious within Manchester United. I don't think it will be. It's inevitable. It won't. There'll be disagreements everywhere, all of the time, constantly. It is what happens when you've got so many people involved in the same department. Like, it's there and the structure's there to make Manchester United operate properly as a football club, but operating properly means actually letting people go, sacking people, bringing other people in, like we've seen before. Manchester United under Ed Woodward, to have 250 staff members that are going to be made redundant because they were all in the commercial sector and that's completely overcrowded. Well, Ed Woodward was doing the job of what? Vivol, Wilcox, Ashworth, Barada, even probably Brailsford as well. That one man was doing 5 persons jobs. That's what Manchester United be running like, and that's why we made so many mistakes. Ineos have come in, and they've got rid of Arnold. They've got rid of Murto, who took over from Woodward because he couldn't get his swan song out of the Super League, and they filled their positions with, what, 5 or 6 different people? That shows you how understaffed the footballing side of Manchester United was compared to the commercial side of Manchester United, where that's what the Glazers wanted out of it. The cash cow. That's stopped. Manchester United's main revenues now will come in alongside performing well on the pitch. That's the situation we're in right now, thankfully, and this structure won't think twice about letting Erik ten Hag go when it comes to not being in the Champions League. They need money, and to get money from this side of things, you need to be performing well in the biggest competitions, so it has to work. If Ten Hag plays any new signings in front of Rashford will sulk and have another poor season. Surely he needs to be offloaded, Rashford. Well, John, you've brought me on to Rashford right now. Henry Winter, formerly of The Times, has done a big piece on Marcus Rashford and where he's actually at right now. He has taken himself away, has got himself sharper, fitter. I mean, we've seen these pictures with Rashford before. I don't know how many times I've looked on Instagram and seen Rashford running up a flight of stairs with 40-degree heat on his back. Well, he's probably sunbathing and chilling out the rest of the day from that 45-minute workout or whatever it was. I may be overcooking it a bit there because you know my feelings on Rashford. He has got some serious convincing to do. Well, Henry Winter is writing in his piece on his Substack that he's now got, saying that Marcus Rashford will actually refuse to leave Manchester United. He's fully committed to the football club and wants to be a major part of Erik ten Hag's team going forward. Well, these signings that we're bringing in, so you look at Rasmus Højlund, you look at Zirkzee, you look at Garnacho, Ahmad, players like this, even Anthony, if you want to go down that far, you're going to be upsetting a lot of players, because if Rashford wants to be a part of it and wants to be in this first team and convinces Ten Hag to do like he did for most of last season and completely trust him and keep him in the side, then you're going to upset a lot of people. Now, Marcus Rashford has to pull up trees beyond next season. We're talking work rate, we're talking attitude, we're talking no petulance, we're talking goal scoring, we're talking creating goals. He has to do more, because now you've got a structure in place, and they will look at Ten Hag and go, why are you trusting Marcus Rashford? Like, our jobs are on the line now as well as your job. It's not just reporting to one man above right now. You're reporting to a whole structure that needs the football side of things to work. And we've recommended this, this and this, and you're still trusting Marcus Rashford. He's not performing. Why is he in the team? He will have to answer to other people, Ten Hag, right now. He's going to have to communicate with Jason Wilcox, then go to Dan Ashworth. He's going to have to say why he's doing this. Why are we underperforming? That's what this structure is in for. And Ten Hag has to change. He has to change. And these players need to get on board with it. Because Ten Hag right now, where it's a pressure cooker situation that he's under pressure to give the results to Ineos, he's also in a position where he can say to Marcus Rashford, look, I'm under pressure. I need to get results. If you're not doing it, there are other players here right now that this new structure and this new Manchester United are bringing in that are more than willing to do what you're doing, but better. Up your game, son. Literally. Like, it'd be good to see the underperforming so-called deadwood, dead eggs, duck eggs, whatever you want to call them at Manchester United that have been there for years. We all know who they are. It'd be interesting to see now, with the pressure of this new structure, what they perform like, how they react to it. Like, Manchester United are expecting Jadon Sancho to walk into Carrington on Monday morning. Now, last time Jadon Sancho walked into Carrington, he just had Ten Hag to deal with, and maybe John Murto. Now he's got Jason Wilcox, Dan Ashworth, and other people. He's not seen any of this yet. Like, none of the players have. He's walking back to a completely different Manchester United. It will be really interesting to see what happens with Jadon Sancho when he walks back in. Is it just Ten Hag he reports to now? Does he have to go and see Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox? I reckon there'll be meetings there on Monday between Wilcox, maybe even Ashworth. Maybe not Monday, maybe it'll just be settling in Monday, but there'll be introductions, there'll be meetings booked in, and there'll be players talking to different parts of that structure, not just Ten Hag now. The game has changed at Manchester United, so be very interesting. And Marcus Rashford is one of them players that does have to play by new rules. He does. And it's going to be really interesting to see the reaction of Rashford, reaction of Antony. Players like this that have sulked and moaned. But also alongside that, if Ten Hag feels the pressure, like he did last time, to play certain players, I don't think that's going to be there this time. Please give the video a like, guys. We're almost at that 100 mark. Come on, everybody. We've had some more donated memberships in the chat. You guys are on absolute fire today. I can only say a massive, massive thank you. First of all, again, Brendan, mate, you are becoming an ultimate legend of the channel. Please do join us on TIFO later, mate. We'd love to get you in there as well, getting your thoughts on everything. But thank you so much. It helps massively, mate. Honestly, I cannot thank you enough for doing things like this. But them memberships have gone to and Andy Me, we Banja. Sorry again, my pronunciation of names is shocking sometimes. I love you still, low. Please thank Brendan for donating. Sanil has got one. Mark 1987, Chris Jackson, and Alicia Daniel. Also, Tom has donated another one, and Super Fat Frank has got that membership. Both of you, thank you. Both of you legends. Please, guys, get in the comment section if you have been donated one and thank the guys. Absolute brilliant from both of you. That's 19 new members alone just on the one stream, guys. Fantastic performance. Really appreciate you guys. I'd sell Rashford and Bruno. Both are counter-attacking players. We need to move on from this style of football. Well, look at Bruno Fernandes with that Portugal side. That's not a counter-attacking Portugal side, is it? That's a ball-controlling, dominating possession Portugal side. And Bruno fits in and plays every single minute for Martinez. So I'm not for this Bruno's a counter-attacking footballer at all. I think Bruno Fernandes has got more to his game. He's been forced to play a certain way because of the players around him, I feel. And yes, there is a decision that needs to be made. I mean, we'll quickly move on to Bruno Fernandes now because there's more reports about a deal that's not going to be able to be ignored coming through from Saudi Arabia again for Bruno Fernandes. And a few people have been talking about this morning. I mean, we've discussed this already in depth with Bruno. We've known about this Saudi Arabia bid for a long time now. And here on FUTV, we've been going over it in detail and done many polls with you guys whether you'd sell Bruno Fernandes. And it's like we said before. I said it, and I'll be honest, I love Bruno Fernandes. If someone comes in with 70, 75 million for a 29-year-old, that's hard to ignore. I don't want him to go. I don't. I see the value in Bruno Fernandes in this transitional phase, especially for Ineos. I see massive value in Bruno Fernandes for this, and it's incredibly difficult to replace a player like that. It is, and you can't even offer Mason Mount right now because he isn't the same player and he isn't as reliable as Bruno Fernandes. So you have to look at what's in front of you and be real. Like the money, yes, but Ten Hag losing his captain. I don't see him getting rid of Bruno Fernandes. I don't see him selling his captain. I really don't. I just don't think that's on the agenda at all. And personally, I look around the world of football and some will come straight back at me now and say, of course there's players to replace Bruno. I know, but are they going to pick up where Bruno left off straight away? And is Ten Hag going to change any style of football to maybe bring in two players for Bruno Fernandes if they sell him? Because that's what I would expect. I expect Manchester United to be able to bring in the right type of players in other areas where we suffered. I mean, I just don't personally see it. I mean, guys, you get your thoughts in as well on this one. Rashford, Bruno, I feel like they're both too big for the club to move on this summer with everything else going on. Bruno fits in very well. I won't let Bruno go. He is an important player for us, it says AC. Tick of the like button, says Domingo. Yes, please, guys, keep the likes coming in. You smashed it yesterday. Absolutely killing it again. Keep them likes coming in. Closing in on 150, guys. Thank you. 200 million, then let's talk, says John James. Oh, we seriously are talking at that money, mate, aren't we? Yeah, I don't see it coming, but yeah, that's something that, if there is a bid that is unignorable, let's say, for instance, a 70 to 80 million bid for Bruno Fernandes. Good God, I look at Ten Hag and I go, yes, he doesn't want to get rid of his captain. And then I automatically switch focus straight across to Dan Ashworth, Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, and go, sorry, Eric. This isn't your shout anymore. We're running the football side of this. You obviously will have a say on players coming in, but when it comes to players going out and contract situations, you've got no control over that. And he could be top trumped in his vote for that. And financially, if you said to Ten Hag, look, we're losing Bruno Fernandes, but this is going to finance possibly 3 more players coming in to strengthen your squad, what do you want to do? I feel like they would all be on side in getting rid of Bruno Fernandes, personally. I would hate to see a team next season without Bruno Fernandes. I'm just going to make that clear. I don't want him to go. He's too important to what we are doing right now. And it would have to be stupid money. Stupid money is 70 million. That is the unbelievable football business. To get what we have got out of Bruno Fernandes and sell him for that price is just beyond anything right now. Less than Caicedo, oh hell no, and it already seems to like a better coach. Lissandro is a good captain candidate. Yes, getting through a few of your comments here right now. Andrew says, I really hope Mason Mount stays injury-free this coming season. Otherwise, he will be another player joining the Deadwood squad. Interesting piece this morning that went on Donny van der Beek. Like, a player that Manchester United didn't need at the time. A player that hasn't played at all, hasn't been good enough to play at all. Even the glory days of his career under Ten Hag at Ajax and Ten Hag coming in at Manchester United, not rekindling his career or bringing him into the team, and then he's now come to a stage where next season he goes for free and we've got nothing out of him. That is a complete and utter waste of money right there. And I don't mean that in any sort of bad slant on Donny van der Beek. He will go down as the biggest waste of money ever because we can't play him. We're paying him a lot of money. It cost us a lot of money, and these are mistakes that Manchester United now cannot let happen again, and this is where it will all change. Super chat in from Mark Lambridge. I don't speak about Bruno. You can speak. I know you would get rid of him, mate. I know. What we need... I'll tell you what. Here's a question for you all. Bruno Fernandes leaves. Say we get a stupid bid we can't ignore. 70 million, let's say, for a 29-year-old. Give me 2 players you would purchase for that, and then players can both be 50 million because United would structure a deal with that. You know what I mean by this. If you're a watcher of this channel, we don't go off actual fees and what they are. And say, for instance, you've got 70 million, you can buy 2 players for 35 million. We work off actual structure of financial fair play. We do it properly on this channel. So, for instance, if you wanted a £100 million player on 200 grand a week wages, that player would cost you 30 million a season, going off what? Like 4 years, I think it works out, or just over 3 years. That's the sort of deal we want. Give me 2 players, guys. Get in the chats. Thanks for the super chat as well, Mark. Appreciate that, mate. And again, 5 more memberships dropped in by Brendan. What an absolute dude. Dropping on the scene right now. Literally boosting us to ridiculous numbers. Mate, legend, please do come on the T4 watch along later, mate. I'm begging you. About the build, John D, Alex, Colin Nicholson and Anthony McKay. Welcome to the members club, my friends. I think we have one more that's just dropped in from London. He's in the house. Good to see you, mate. And that membership's gone to Dunno. Love that name. Neil Crowd with the super chat. Also, won't give Rabiot offer due to age and wages. He's not an Ineos signing. He is a Ten Hag signing, I would say. And we'll leave it there. Depends how the window goes and how it escalates. But past that, yeah, we'll see. I think they'll go for top targets first. If Rabiot's still available, I think they will re-look at that. I think they will go and have a little nosy at Rabiot again, personally. Let's see. Come on, guys. Give me some player names. Verts has come out from Football Titans. I want names of players you would replace Bruno Fernandes with. Would we be able to get Jamal Musiala? Did you guys read that? Good comment there, Mark, actually. Did you guys read that article that I told you to from The Athletic when there was a bit of a deep dive into what Dan Ashworth is going to try and figure out and sort out at Manchester United from previous mistakes? We had Jamal Musiala in the house and we let him slip through our fingers. We also had Caicedo and we had Pedro Neto at Carrington. and we didn't make it happen. Good God, Ed Woodward, what have you been doing, mate? Oh, God, like, this absolute breath of fresh air, like, listening to things like this, knowing that this isn't going to happen again. Avicii Eze, good shout on that. João Neves, yeah, obviously. Bruno goes and João Neves comes in. That will be a weird one, won't it? We've had Bruno Fernandes, Agent Bruno, on the case for months now, trying to get Neves in. We look at it from the outside and just make a story out of that, I know. But one Portuguese midfielder out, another one in. I would love just to see Bruno alongside someone like Neves in there. Like, imagine Neves, Mainu and Bruno. I wish we could make it happen. I wish we didn't have such a shit season last season when we was in the Champions League and we could afford to spend more this window. But this is the thing now, because Manchester United, I just mentioned it before with Jadon Sancho coming back on Monday and conversations happening. It does look like United are down the realms of having to loan Jadon Sancho out again because we cannot get rid of him. There is no one who wants to pay his wages, and United have a fee that no one is willing to go near. I think it's going to be a case again of Jadon Sancho and a loan fee. I mean, what we recouped about, 9 million for him in that loan period from Borussia Dortmund, so we took a bit of a chunk off it, at least. He did well at Borussia Dortmund, and we took advantage of it. We got a bit of money in for him. One Bruno out, one Bruno in. Bruno Guimaraes, I get it. Stanley Olmo says Yahuza. Danny Olmo's a good player, actually. Part of that RB Leipzig setup as well. Showing Team Carrington was the reason they didn't come. Showing them Carrington. Trouble with Bruno, he fights for everything. He doesn't find a pass that often. I think he does, Gray. I think everyone just looks at Bruno's bad passes and then just builds a case against him. Like, he does a lot of good and people don't pick up on it. When Bruno has a normal game, no one talks about it. But all anyone does do is say that Bruno tries to overcomplicate things, like, constantly. It's like they wait for a bad Bruno game and then come out the woodwork. But when Bruno has a normal game and keeps it simple, no one even talks about it. Bruno Fernandes is vital to Manchester United. And trust me, that last season, I was at the games. You could see how much Bruno Fernandes meant to Manchester United. You only have to go and look at the games that he was missing at the back end of last season. And it was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing. It's like there was no discipline and no hunger in that Man United side. 4-0 away at Crystal Palace said everything. It was shit. Moving on. We can't play Mainu always, and we need someone to cover up that position. Bruno is an all-round player, proving himself everywhere. Getton says we should do all we can to sell Bruno so we can speed up the rebuild. Use the scouting system to find out the best up-and-coming players. Does that speed it up, though? Because if you've got up-and-coming players, they're not ready for the first team yet and may take a bit of time. So does it speed it up or does it slow it down? You have to look at it from different angles. I feel like there is that cry for Bruno, I understand it, but what people think can be brought in, I think you need to be patient with as well at the same time, because whoever you bring in, no one's going to be able to take off next season like with Bruno Fernandes' numbers. There's no one. Let's see what else we've got comment-wise in here. Get your comments in, guys. I want to hear what you've got to say. Give me some players as well. Bruno had a bad spell last season, but overall he's a very effective player who plays for the shirt, says Kaz. Agree with that completely. What do you think about Chiesa? No, I don't think. We had a bit of a chat on the Discord chat. By the way, guys, there is a link in the description. If you want to carry on the chat with the guys, the Discord is there. The link is in the description on this video, guys. Go click on that and join the conversation. We had a bit of a chat about Chiesa this morning, and I think it was Mark who said it. Mark Lambie said the drop-off has been bad. Graham backed him up as well. He has had a bad couple of years, and it is concerning. I think Juventus looking to flirt him for around 20-25 million tells you a lot as well. It does. Brendan says, if we get rid of Bruno, who will be our backup centre-back? I mean, Bruno does play. I mean, to be honest, who will be our false number 9? That's one as well. Bruno has effectively found that new position, that false nine anti the back end of this season. It's worked well for United. It has worked well. Guys, please give the video a like. Well over 4.5 in the room with us. If everyone can give it a like, let's get over that 150 mark at least. Let's start pushing towards that 200, guys. Come on, mods. Push everyone on, please. Give them that encouragement. It's like the last 2 miles of the marathon. You just got to dig it out. But this one's a bit easier. You just press the like button. It's dead free. Dead free as well. Honestly, not blown away with any of the players linked to United. Branthwaite is the only one I'd like. Yeah, that's the point. Is there anyone in good comment there from Domingo? Is there anyone that you have been impressed with that we're linked to, or anyone that you have been sort of blown away with? Do we have to accept that we are going to be looking at players that are not the old style marquee big names that United under the old regime were looking at? I mean, you've got to be happy. And we called for the structure for years, and now they're recruiting differently. I think we have to sort of adapt to it and get used to it. Yes, it is going to be a bit of a shock to the system, some of the players that we are bringing in, I think. But I'm just happy that we are approaching it in the right way now. I'm happy that Manchester United are not that Hail Mary transfer window sort of club anymore. And it's going to be, I reckon, 2 or 3 years until we're fully used to how this structure works and Manchester United bringing players in. But I think we can cope with it. I think this summer's a big one, and we can make some statements in the out column more than anywhere else. But yeah, I do think that we're on the right track from the early signs of what's going on. I would bring Ollie Watkins in as well, mate, Umar. Definitely. Are they going to invest any Bruno sale money? That's the concern. Well, they have to, I think, mate. Football structure, football operations, anything from Bruno will go straight back into the squad. That's what they've said. Like, they have to sell to buy. And if we don't see the same amount going back out, questions will be asked. And I don't think Ineos can afford to really risk that right now. We need to get the first team sorted first. So Jim Ratcliffe said that. So any extra investment or anything going into Manchester United will be from the player recruitment side of things and getting United back up there on the pitch. Because to finance certain projects, and if we want a new stadium, if we want to upgrade certain facilities at Manchester United, build on the infrastructure, you need to be sustainable on the pitch first of all. It only works if you're consistently performing at the higher level actually on the pitch. And it works if you're winning trophies as well. Because it attracts better players. It brings a better culture to the football club. You only have to look at Manchester City, sadly, to understand how it works. Like, if you're confident and consistent and you can be in the top 4 every single season, competing deep into the Champions League every single year, the money will come and it's easier to build. Right now, United, we clung on to the Europa League. We're not going to get loads from the Europa League, but it helps us attract a certain clientele. And if we can go on and win the Europa League and win another trophy, that will be massive for United. But it also means that we're back in the Champions League and then more money comes in, because the Champions League money is just going to go through the roof. It's just going to keep on going up. And United just need to be in it. It's simple. That is the cut-off for United. How does Agate, Menu and Zirkzee midfield sound? Zirkzee? I'm okay with it personally. Zirkzee will be nowhere near the midfield, mate. He'll be up front. It is worrying that he does drop off quite a bit, actually, because we do need that focal point. But I mean, it all comes down to how Ten Hag wants to work it. He may have Zirkzee dropping off. He could play Bruno and Zirkzee alternating. False 9-2-9. There is a few different ways you can do it. There is, but it's all about seeing what happens when Ten Hag kicks off this season with this new look Manchester United side. I would buy Nico Williams as well. We're not going to get him, no. Marty says, where's Marty gone again now? Just lost him. Damn it. Sorry. Andrew's in the house again. Andrew, I don't rate Bruno as there are better footballers with high IQ than him who loses the ball more than the whole chat gives anyone blood. Oh, okay. Sort of confused me with your message there, mate, but got the sort of gist of it. Mad how Ashworth thinks he can get 200 million for those 7 players. Yeah. Honestly, I will be fully on board the Ashworth train if he manages to do anything with that. Super chat in from Brendan, the new legend of FUTV. What youth you think have a chance to play this season? Well, left back you've got Amas, obviously. I think you've got a lot of people are talking about the under-18s, but we've got Collier from the under-21s. Obviously, we've got Dango coming back as well. You've got Wheatley coming through. There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of players. You've got Lacey there as well. There's some really, really good players coming through. But honestly, I think this is going to be a development year again. You may see the odd one making an appearance, I think, Brendan. Pre-season is going to be good because a lot of the first-team players are not going to be there. So we're going to get a chance to see some of these younger players. Because the longer, obviously, everyone's in the Euros and the Copa America, they're not going to be on the tour. They're not going to be part of pre-season as much as the other players. So that, I feel, is where we are going to be... We're going to be able to test or sort of give a real opinion on some of these younger players. I've not got through all of the news that I wanted to, actually. But, yeah, I wanted to just talk about Scott McTominay attracting attention. West Ham, Newcastle, obviously Fulham as well, all interested in Scott McTominay. And you look at it, you go, João Paulinho going. If Bruno Guimaraes does go, I can't see how Newcastle would want to. Like, replacing him with Scott McTominay would be like, oh, God. I don't think they know what they're letting themselves in for up there if they did that one. I don't think they would, but obviously with financial fair play, Newcastle are kind of cash-strapped. They're sort of seatbelted in and can't go anywhere. And it's awkward for them right now because they have all of the money, but they can't spend any of it, it seems. So, yeah, interesting to see exactly what these other clubs do. But my favourite would definitely be Fulham. They've got the money. They need that position covering. West Ham, they've just bought Kilman. Big chunk of money for them, which I think takes away any deal for Maguire or West Ham even thinking about coming back in for Maguire. I think that's off the table now. You've got that. Newcastle, I don't think they've got, again, it's the money situation with them. Everton could be interested. Fulham. I've got to go with Fulham. Like, they were interested in him last season. I think a deal can be made there. But again, like, how many midfielders United going to bring in? Like, if Scott goes, we don't bring Amrabat back. We sell Casemiro. There's no update on Casemiro yet, by the way. He will be reporting back to Carrington on Monday as well. So, yeah, really interesting to see developments on a lot of these so-called issue players right now. Especially in the out column. I mean, United's midfield is full of them. Like, we're talking about selling Scott. Donny's going, Casemiro's going, Amrabat's going back. We've got Mason Mount, who's injury prone. Apparently, Christian Eriksen wants out as well, and he's going. Like, you talk about that defence and how Manchester United need to sort out the back line, but the midfield, that is a serious issue for United right now. I can actually see us, if we do end up getting rid of quite a few players, bringing in 2 at least centre midfielders this summer. To all Scott McTominay haters, unless the club gets a bid they can't refuse, he's staying. Of course, Graham. Like we said before, no one wants to leave Manchester United. Scott McTominay, like we discussed yesterday, is a very easy sell for United because his wages are low. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He is Premier League proven and he's still young. It's an easy sell if someone does come in for the right bit because they can negotiate a decent wage packet. It's not off-putting to any Premier League club and it works. That I think Scott McTominay from around about a mid-table Premier League club is perfect. Absolutely spot on. I don't think you can get anyone better at the price and experience than Scott McTominay in the Premier League right now. Selling Scott McTominay this summer would be absolute bananas ridiculous. Unless we brought replacements in, yes, you are right. That would be the case. It definitely would because I've just said it then. We haven't got the numbers. We have not got the numbers in Manchester United's squad. We really haven't. So, yeah, that's the issue I have with that. And I just don't think that United will do it. I mean, someone comes in with 35 million for Scott. I think they'll sell him. And I think they'll just put that money into Ugarte and João Neves. I think they'll have enough money to make it happen. So, yep. That is us all finished, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back later on. Normal time. Well, no, around about 7:15. Obviously, we've got I'm going to be watching the Germany-Spain game. I'm just going to watch that one. Not going to do a watch-along for that one. Then straight after that, we'll have the evening update here on FUTV. But, guys, don't forget, please join us. Click on the link in the description and the same link that's pinned at the top of the live chat. Get on there and join the Tifo team and join the watch-along later. France versus Portugal. We are on Bruno and Ronaldo watch again. So, yeah, let's see if Ronaldo actually lets someone else take a shot, have a free kick, take a penalty, do something. God's sake. Anyway, all will be revealed. One of the big guns is going out tonight. Well, two of the big guns are going out tonight. I'll join you all later for that. Make sure you tuned in, guys. Please, please, please do click on the link. Join the Tifo watch-along team. It's a great show. We get loads of people on. Everyone can have their say as well. In the chat, we do all sorts of different competitions as well on there while the game's going on. But yeah, make sure you drop us a follow on there as well, guys. Give the video a like on the way out. Thank you. Creeping up to the 200 mark there. A massive shout out to Brendan and Tom and London and Andrew, all the people that donated memberships. A mega effort from you guys today. All of the super chatters as well. Mods for running the show in the chats and members that are already there getting involved. Anyone who commented, as always, you're always welcome. Absolutely loved it, guys. Again, epic shows at the moment. They're getting better and better. Let's just keep it going. Please subscribe if you tune in for the first time. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out, and I'll see you all later on this evening. Have a good one, people.